As Christians, the biblical account of creation is near and dear to our hearts. Did you know there's a creation museum that brings the Bible to life? Let's take a look. Ken Ham and Mark Loy had a vision to show the true history of the world starting from the book of Genesis, so they embarked on building a creation museum. They discovered that the Cincinnati metropolitan area is within 650 miles of almost 2/3 of America's population. This made it the perfect location.
As a science teacher, as I took my students into museums and zoos, I saw that these places all presented evolution of millions of years as fact and always had a burden to teach students from a creationist perspective. We told the press we're going to build a creation museum. We didn't really know what it meant, we didn't know what it would entail, we understood the message that we wanted to get across to the public, but we weren't sure how we're going to build a creation museum. And over the years, God has brought along the talent and the funds to enable us to accomplish what has been done here at the Answers in Genesis Creation Museum.
Much of the museum is a natural history museum, so you will see science exhibits on par with some of the fine natural history museums around the world. But we're taking our visitors on a walk through history from Genesis to Revelation. So it is a biblical museum combining with the best facts of science.
When you walk the halls of the Creation Museum, you'll see realistic animatronic dinosaurs. To ensure the scientific accuracy of the exhibits, many PhD scientists have been consulted.
Well, I've helped in a couple different facets with the museum and helping design some of the exhibits, and also in just reviewing a lot of the videos for accuracy and making sure that the content, the science content of the museum is accurate.
In the late 20th century, NASA launched the Voyager probe deep into space to visit our neighbors in the solar system. Now, in the 21st century, your interplanetary journey is about to begin.
While most science museums and public schools present a different view of Earth history, we want people to look at an alternative and see how science actually supports what the Bible teaches about the origins of the universe, whether or not there was a global flood, and why Christ came to Earth 2,000 years ago.
It's a walk through the history in the Bible using science, using geology, biology, astronomy, anthropology to confirm the Bible's history.
It's very important for me to be here at the Creation Museum because it's a chance for me to be able to use my expertise in the field of molecular genetics and my perspective of a creationist and really combine those two to help people really understand more about DNA and cells and those types of things.
Almost all science museums in America and overseas teach an evolutionary worldview. This museum shows visitors that the Bible is true and that we all have meaning, purpose, and life because we are created by the Creator.
We live in a scientific age, an era of history in which science supposedly contradicts the Bible. We're showing people that creationists are real scientists and that real observational science actually confirms the Bible's history. And so if its history is true, then the rest of the Bible is true. And of course, as Christians, we want to tell people about the gospel. We want to see people saved and won to the Lord Jesus Christ. And so the purpose of the Creation Museum is to present the gospel based in true history so that people will be saved and won to the Lord Jesus Christ. That's really what it's all about.
Answers in Genesis is an apologetics ministry. We're giving a defense of the Christian faith from Genesis to the book of Revelation.
People should come to the Creation Museum because it's an exciting place to learn about how the Bible and science work together and fit together and help us understand the world around us.
The Creation Museum in the Cincinnati metropolitan area will entertain you and better equip you to have answers for your faith.